Well, Stephen King, PrisonDesigns.com. Now you are still hold the record on crowdfunding at Kickstarting for a stylist. Well, you can make $300,000 before people even knew how to spell Kickstarter, right?
Yes. It's I'm one of those Kickstarter success stories, and I mean, it changed my life.
Right.
I was a jewelry designer selling to zoos, museums, and aquariums. And 6 weeks later, after my Kickstarter campaign, I was a tech accessories designer. And now it's 3 years later, and I'm still doing it. And,
well, now though, but you've taken a step further, right? So you made it's like a pocket protector for a stylist, but not for your pocket. You slap it onto your iPad, right?
Yes. The new product. So here's the hand stylus.
Right.
In shocking red.
All right.
But how do you keep a stylus or a pen with your iPad?
Yeah.
And it turns out the iPad has magnets embedded in it. So when you fold it up into a stand, there's magnets that are holding it together.
I see.
I take advantage of those magnets, and this thing just snaps
on, yeah,
and slides off. And so suddenly you've got a beautiful Italian leather case that you can keep your stylus or a ballpoint pen or both, and it adheres to an iPad using the magic of magnetism.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just not a little, I mean, that thing seems really on there because it looks like you'd use it as a handle for your iPad too, right?
Well, the magnets, most people know that Apple puts one magnet in the smart cover that turns it on and off into the sleep mode.
I see.
And so if there was just one magnet in there, this wouldn't work. But it turns out Apple has a dozen more magnets to help the stand stay together. And those magnets, they're not just the regular bar magnet, iron magnet that you and I maybe grew up with. They're rare earth neodymium magnets that are super strong. These are the same magnets that they use in wind turbines and in superconductivity. So they're thin, but they are strong. And you're right. This snaps on.
Well, that's wonderful, because then people don't have pockets now. Where are you going to put those things? And so you got it right with your your iPad or whatever all the time, and a stylus. And you said that what I can't get over, that leather is biodegradable or something. What is that?
Well, I mean, you take a pair of leather shoes and you throw them out in the forest. They're organic.
Oh, right.
They're going to decompose.
Yeah.
And tin, the same thing.
I see.
It's really only two components, tin and leather. And you throw a tin can out in woods. Yeah, it doesn't look good, but it's going to rust and it's going to go back into the earth. And, it's not like plastic where you're stuck with it.
Right. So does Smokey the Bear know that? That's what I'm yelling. So everything is biodegradable too. That's sort of, and you knew that because you were telling me earlier that you got a degree in ecology,
environmental studies.
Environmental studies before people knew what it was. Sort of like Kickstarter before people knew what it was. Yeah, just a man ahead of your time. Sorry.
And it used to be small businesses that were concerned with being green, and now Fortune 500 has discovered that being efficient is being green, and so
it's a marketing tool, man. You're getting customers by doing that, right?
No, and if the singularity is going to come and we're all going to live forever, we don't want to live on top of a mountain of trash. So.
Well, that sounds like DC to me. I don't know. But also, what I can't get over, it's like only $20 you have now on your Kickstarter campaign. For $20 you get one, and at $35 I get a stylus too.
Yes, you can. For $20 you can get the Remora by itself, and as you said, for $30 you can get the two bundled together if you don't already have a stylus. And so it's a good value. That's one of the things on Kickstarter people have come to expect, that if they're going to help you launch a product, you should offer them a special deal. So we try and do that, and do that in spades. So yes, I think it's a good deal because if you don't support it on Kickstarter and you buy it at retail later on, you're going to spend $5-10 more.
Yeah, so you're really, particularly on the combo. I mean, that's maybe $15-20 more if you go there. So and what a great gift! I mean, for people now, thinking about the holidays, because they'll be here before we know it.
Yeah. Well, and I'm lucky that, like so many people, I'm piggybacking on the success of Apple. Apple has sold over 200 million iPads.
Wow,
so
200 million!
Theory, everybody out there that has an iPad,
200 million.
If they have a smart cover, they're ready to go.
Right.
If they don't have a smart cover, they can go to the Apple Store and get a smart cover.
Okay.
Now they can keep their stylus with it. So.
Well, my wife's going to the Apple Store tomorrow to take a course. She's on an iPad now, and so she got it. But don't tell her. I'll get her one for Christmas. That's right.
No, but you're right. The Christmas season is coming up, and one of and that's a big driver of sales for us, and that's part of the reason we time the Kickstarter campaign to come out during the summer, introduce the product to people. And then the fall comes on, and those people who
so you buy now, you get a hell of a deal, and you'll have it in time for Christmas, right?
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
Somebody in China who'll really get it here on time, right?
And that's one of the ways, that's one of the challenges. If you're going to make products in China the way Apple does, is to do good quality, get it on time. With the hand stylus, we had to produce 7,500 styluses.
Ooh.
We were hoping to maybe make 1,000.
Wow!
And we were only about 3 weeks late on our delivery, even though we had to make 7 times more than we had anticipated.
Goddamn customers got in the way. The damn customers screwed up everything, didn't they?
Well, as you probably know, you can go bankrupt from not enough business, and you can go bankrupt from too much business. It's like your house plants. You don't water them enough, or you water them too much.
Right, that's true. Right, that's true. Right. Well, Steve, this is wonderful. And so Prism, PRISM Designs, DESIGNS.com, and that will be there forever. You got lots of products, and the Remora is now on the Kickstarter. Go there because you see this great video he made. Now he's telling me he made his first video by himself. I don't know. You still make them because this is great. You belong in Hollywood if you are.
This one I did have a friend help me.
I see.
One of the things I discovered when you make it yourself, it's just so difficult. You're trying to hold the camera.
Oh, right. Selfies.
So it's still my concept. I'm still the star of it. I still did a lot of and with the success of the first project, I had some money to spend on the video the first time around.
Right.
I had to totally bootstrap everything. Right. So that was one of the benefits that came to being successful.
Well, wonderful. Well, that's what $300,000 in Kickstarter does. Get you help with your next video, right? And so it's go ahead.
And as if they do go to prismdesigns.com,
right, good.
You'll see that the hand stylus was the first product, the Remora is the second product, but there's a whole succession of products, and you see them there on the website. And over the next 18 months, they'll each be launched on Kickstarter, and then they'll end up on the website, and hopefully they'll end up at the Apple Store and
everywhere. There's 200 million people waiting for this. Well, thank you so much, Steve. Take care, and that's prismdesigns.com. Take care.
Excellent. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, let me